So just to very briefly introduce myself, my name is Uwadiae. As I said, I'm the founder of a company called Superlative Youth, and our mission really is to enable apprentices to maximise the opportunity. How can a young person who gets on an apprenticeship really get in and go far? How can you really make it something that's more than just this vocational educational opportunity I've been given? I grew up in Hackney and I was influenced a lot by gangs, a lot by older guys who are pretty much running around the streets, getting involved in knife crime, robbery, a lot of messed up stuff. And at that prudent age of 15, my show me and I do was going out on the streets and running amok with my friends. So when I say show me and I do, I think I can literally in hindsight reflect back and say some of the major decisions in my life have been show me I do. So I was expelled from school at 15, through a lot of various influences that were going on at the time, and I managed to get myself back into education at 16, and that was because I found an older black mentor. So a pastor of a church decided to take me under his wing, and he really helped me change my life. He helped me get out of the gang crime. He helped me, get myself back into college. And for a young man who didn't grow up with, a great set of role models around me or a strong fatherly presence, he became my father. And for me, that was probably the most significant change that another person has given me. And he taught me how to be driven. He taught me to wake up early in the morning, right? He used to, he gave me responsibility. He used to get me to open this door at 6 o'clock in the morning when I was about 17 years old, and if I didn't do it, I'd get an absolute shattering from him. So I was educated by this man and what it meant to not only be successful and to aspire, but what it meant to actually have a positive ambition. And I'll never forget seeing this poster on the wall, and it spoke about Microsoft apprenticeships. And for me, it literally just caught me out of the blue. I thought, oh wow, I don't really want to go to university personally. What's this apprenticeship thing about? And the biggest shock factor for me was that when I went online and Googled what an apprenticeship was, I was flooded with videos of these young kids who were 2 years, 1 year older than me, speaking about how they had secured a full-time job, how they had a fantastic career ahead of them, how they had all these internationally recognized qualifications, and they had really been given a career path. So at 18 years of age, I got an apprenticeship with a company called eCourier, and I spent the total time of about 2.5 years, but the experience that I found within that time was phenomenal. So within the first 6 months of me doing this apprenticeship, I was fortunate enough to win this award, which was the Microsoft Apprenticeship of the Year award. So I came runners up in that award, was brought out to the House of Commons, got to meet all these other apprentices, and I managed to go home with a nice tablet to go home and show my parents. And got myself a job, all of my past stories now suddenly didn't matter, because here I was being offered an opportunity to, get a real job with this company, despite, the company didn't even care the fact I was kicked out of school. All of my lack of GCSEs or non-interest in GCSEs, suddenly evaporated when I was given this opportunity to do an apprenticeship. So that was a major turning point in my life. In reflection, it really taught me something, because it really showed me that apprenticeships are really limitless. And when I hear, the statistics about there's only been a 1% uptake in Edmonton, for me it was pretty heartbreaking. Because if you look at my, career journey, so to speak, it's pretty long turmoil when there's a sudden upsurge, and it's really because of this apprenticeship scheme. So the fact that there's only been a 1% succession rate within the borough, for me it hurts. And especially the fact when I think about, I lived in this borough for a season of my life. I could have been, within that demographic that struggled to get an apprenticeship simply because of the borough that I was from, and I'm fortunate that I moved in some respects. But it's pretty painful because I lived here. Right? I could have been, within that who didn't manage to get on that apprenticeship, very small percentage.